Hello everyone! I'm sure by now you've all heard about the Retro VGS team brilliantly rebranding themselves as the Coleco Chameleon. However, I was thinking that might be one of the worst decisions they've made so far. Well, let's take a look. Alright, now first off, we're not even going to go into how they acquired the Coleco name. I'll save that goldmine for a future episode. Today, I just want to talk about the branding itself. Getting Coleco branding is kinda cool. I guess. After all, I like the Coleco Sonic. But then again, I'm not your typical consumer, or mentally all there. I get just as excited over bootleg Game Boys. For those of you who do know about the current state of the Coleco brand, I'm sure you're aware that that name is worthless right now. It doesn't come with any programmers, assets, or resources. If anything, it's an additional burden to license the name. But it makes them seem like they finally made it. They're legitimately retro, and now they have a giant fossil from the classic era hanging on the wall to prove it. I'm 100% sure that Mike is proud to acquire the Coleco branding, and he acquired that name in the true spirit of an entrepreneur. Fake it until you make it. It's just too bad that they had to trade off one of their biggest advantages in order to get that. You see, there's a big difference between the Coleco Sonic and the Chameleon. The Coleco Sonic never went to Kickstarter, it just appeared on store shelves one day. But the Coleco Chameleon is different, because it has to win a battle on Kickstarter before its production line can even start. And that's where I think the decision to use the Coleco name will work against them. It's because portraying themselves as a bigger brand scrubs away their underdog status. Remember in our last video about how the underdog effect works. That magical effect happens when the consumer believes that a product has high external disadvantages, combined with high passion and determination. It's much harder for them to believe that you have high external disadvantages when you have a corporate brand behind you. In the retail space, like what the Coleco Sonic had, it makes sense there to have corporate backing, because it implies that you're going to get the quality that a big brand would deliver. But Kickstarter is not the place where you want to show up looking like a big shot. If you want to pretend to be anything on Kickstarter, portray yourself as a small fish trying to make it in a big pond. When your backers believe that they're the only source of support, that's when they become enthusiastic for the project, and hit that pledge button because they believe that if they don't, it's never going to happen. And don't think I'm pulling all this marketing advice out of my ass. We've actually seen it happen before on this channel. Do you remember the Game Stick? That device was made by a big company named PlayJam. But in their Kickstarter pitch, they didn't puff up their chest and show off how they're a brand name. They minimized their brand as much as they could, and instead sold themselves as a small startup. They pretended to be a nobody trying to become somebody.
We've come a long way with this product, and it's been a real labour of love, but we're really proud of what we've created that we think can be truly disruptive for the games industry. To get it to the next stage requires support. Kickstarter is the most vibrant funding platform on the planet today, and we're absolutely delighted to be within that network, and we really hope that we'll find the support we need to take this product to the next level.
And it worked. That resonated with their backers and they got 6 times their funding goal. Mike and his team think they scored big with the Coleco branding deal, but in the process they've forgotten the fundamentals of what backers look for in crowdfunding. You go to Kickstarter to support a creator, not a brand. In fact, some of the most successful projects on Kickstarter are from creators who broke free of their brand, and then asked the public to help them create something independently. By using this fake corporate facade, the Retro VGS team gave up their biggest crowdfunding advantage. We'll have to wait and see if the Coleco branding gains them more ground than they lost, but only time will tell. And so begins another saga in the history of the Retro VGS. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. In our next episode, we go behind the music, Jay Fontaine and the Colecos.